Welcome everybody to Dirt Rally 2.0. So we're continuing on with the Rallycross, and yeah, we're going to be in Sweden for the next part of the championship. So yeah, let's get going. So yeah, we've won both previous events so far, so we're solidly in first place overall. But yeah, that can all change in a moment, quite frankly, if we do poorly here. So yeah, we're going to have to be on our toes really. So yeah, I think Sweden was on previous games, so hopefully it will all come back to me in time. So yeah, let's get going. See what we can do. If it doesn't take forever to load. Again, I've had this issue before. It's a problem with having a game that's connected to the internet. Or at least needs to be connected to the internet to work. Really rather annoying, quite frankly.
Alright, I'll be watching over the action. Have a good one.
I'll try. Here we go.
Ready? Go, go, go!
Yeah, I remember this one.
Careful on the Joker north, there will be another car there.
Oh, they've really understeered badly off that corner, which is helpful for me. Remember this one, it's got this big jump here. Whee! Yeah, this is probably one of my favourite Rallycross circuits. Because it's one of the faster ones, and probably one of the more dangerous ones as well. It's very easy to hit certain barriers. It's also easy to roll over if you hit a curve a certain way. They've got some quite steeply banked apexes around here. Oh dear. Came off at a slightly wrong angle there from the jump and hit a pole on the underside of the car. Hopefully that hasn't done too much damage. Well, we're absolutely thrashing the competition so far. I don't think they were even close behind us. I don't know whether or not that's because, you know, this is the first Rallycross championship that we're doing, that's why it's so easy, or at least not as challenging as it was in the previous games, or because the difficulty is not high enough, but I can't work out where to change the difficulty on this game, so yeah, that's probably something I'm going to have to look into even more, to be honest. But yeah, that went really rather well. No real crashes. Did take out some of the poles at times, but outside of that, pretty damn good. Obviously we were suffering from understeer at times, but that's just a characteristic of the car overall, to be honest. At least we didn't go off on that corner like those two did. Might also be the fact that I have the 4th engine mapping upgrade, which certainly gives us a bit more power. Yeah, really do enjoy this circuit, to be honest. Like I said, it's really rather fast paced. Got a neat jump, and yeah, the Joker really is rather quite easy to deal with, especially if you get in there early and you don't have to deal with it at a later stage. It's a shame that they've changed the replay cameras a little bit on this, because used to show you going on that jump quite in a decent fashion, so unfortunately that's not the case this time around. Yeah, the car is performing well. Don't think there's any options here to change any of the difficulty or anything like that. No. Oh well, I'm gonna have to Google that probably. But at least we get a solid start with the qualifiers. There are 3 more obviously, but yeah, hopefully we'll get a decent amount of points on the board. I need to repair the vehicle, but that's generally just wear and tear, standard, and yeah, just the gearbox. I did repair things before starting this episode, so like the radiator and brakes I think needed replacing, but outside of that wasn't really all that much in the way of damage. In first place grid position again. But obviously we don't get any advantage out of that outside of being on the right side for the Joker, because we're all at the same line. This crashed. Oh, I do apologise for that, but that is the second time this game has crashed through this playthrough, and yeah, I have no idea why. I don't think the previous 2 games ever did such a thing, so yeah, it's getting a little bit annoying, to be honest. Don't know if it's a problem what people are having, but yeah, it's not helpful, and it wastes my time and yours as well. Oh dear, understeered wildly there. Well, we've got some catching up to do now. Not just up against our fellow courses either on this one. I'd like to try out that Clio at some point. I don't think we had that in the previous ones. Ow. never been good at dealing with understeering cars. Well, at least we've clawed back a little bit of time. Yeah, we definitely need to be a bit more careful for the Joker having to deal with this understeer. Don't think we're going to be all that fast on the overall leaderboard though after that terrible first lap. But hopefully we've still earned enough points. Yeah, 50 points. We actually came first somehow, which is surprising. Especially since obviously we screwed up at the Joker and also had a crash or two against that Clio. Yeah, we just came in too hard, too fast, and then the barrier was there just in front of us, so yeah, had no choice but to reverse, and yeah, we had to crawl our way back up, but eventually did it. Just a shame really that we lost so much time via understeering into the Joker, but at least we've learned a lesson there. Something that if we don't learn from, then it's going to badly affect us if we come to the semi-final or final and do that. Which, granted, both of those have longer races, above 6 rather than 4 laps, but I still rather would not be doing that when, you know, so much depends on getting into first place, or at least in third in terms of the semi-final. So we also had a bit of a collision with another car at some point, I think. Yeah, it clearly looked to me like there that the Clio pushed me out of the way. Yeah, look. Not fair game, and then obviously I hit the barrier, took a little bit of damage and then bounced back into him, so I guess a little bit of karma on his side, but it did lose me that position and then inevitably another one, I think. Yeah. Lost me all 3 positions again, so because of that. So yeah, the Clio was definitely performing a bit dirty there. Nonetheless, let's get on to the next qualifier. Inevitably some repairs, bodywork mostly probably, yeah. And springs, dampers, but that's pretty much wear and tear, not necessarily down to anything I've done to the car. Right, let's hopefully have a bit of a smoother race this time. Again, we're in this position on the grid. Getting a bit lucky on that regards.
Get ready for the lights. Careful of wheel spin. Go, go, go.
Whoa! What the hell happened there?
Be careful, there's been an accident. Watch out for stationary cars.
Oh, somebody's gone off again. AI are not having all of the luck in the world on that corner. frankly, I hope it was the guy that nudged me or spun me around earlier. If not, I am definitely looking at the replay to check who it was. I don't think I was in the wrong, but then again, that won't be the first time.
Okay, they're dropping back. Stay cool.
Right on the inside. Don't think he's there anymore, no. Get these poles off. Really slow you down. Ow.
Try and close up to the car ahead.
Whoa. Definitely wrong angle off that jump.
If you find an extra second and a half, you could make up a place. Gap 2 ahead.
Well, that was a lot rougher, quite frankly. And I'm annoyed by that, to be honest, because, you know, I want to keep this car in tip-top shape. But we still came in first. So I'm fine by that. But who the hell spun me out? Maybe it's best in the other camera. So yeah, that Corsa turned in, as you can see. And then it spun me around, and then the other one pegged me there, and then yeah, I was out for the count. Again, I don't think I did anything wrong there. Maybe I could have been a bit more cautious, but at the end of the day, I was on the inside line and I was getting spun out into another car, and then both of them tag team me. So yeah, not good. I will see the jump where I nearly flipped the car over. It's after that. Whoa. Yeah. Kind of nosedived into the ground there. That was pretty scary, to be honest, because obviously we came up, hit a pole, then it hit us on the back, and then it just sent us flying. Luckily I don't think there's too much damage, maybe a little bit on the bodywork on the front, but yeah, that could have gone far worse. Luckily it didn't. Right, I think we're on the final qualifier now. Indeed we are. Definitely need repairs, definitely to the bodywork and wheel geometry. Let's be a little bit less crash heavy this time round. But once again we're on the far right of the grid order.
Ready. Go, go, go. Looks like there will be another car as you merge.
Failed it at the corner again. Better first time lap. Whoa, well, I said that and then I immediately nearly roll over.
Pulling away. They're struggling.
Yeah, it was a better first lap than the previous two races, but then we screwed it up right at the beginning of the second lap.
Okay, keep up this pace. You're pulling away from the car behind.
First still hasn't taken his joker, foolishly.
We can make up a position.
And now he does. Whoopsie. Turned in a little too soon there. Which isn't helpful, obviously. Well, that was slightly better than last time, or the previous one before that as well. I think we were around the 320 mark that time. We're around 316 this time, so yeah, 50 points there. So yeah, we got the full 200 points there. We did really rather well. So yeah, pleased by that. I think that's the first time on this playthrough that we've actually achieved first place for all 4 qualifiers. So yeah, we're definitely in the semi-final. But yeah, it's a shame it wasn't quite as smooth as I would have liked again. But yeah, that's just the way it's about to go at times, you know. I'm more interested in the bit where I nearly rolled the car over on the second lap. Here it comes. Hit the corner too hard on this bit coming up, and yeah. And then inevitably slam into the one of the hard parts of the track. So yeah, that wasn't very useful at all there. Yeah, that couldn't have been any closer to rolling over if we tried. We took a heavy amount of damage on the front there. Lost our bumper, lost our lights. Damn near lost the bonnet as well. So that's something that's going to have to be repaired before this semi-final. But we should have the time to do so. But yeah, looked in better condition. Radiator, bodywork. Luckily that's all it needs doing. And not wheels or brakes or anything like that. Because we would have been pushed for time otherwise. Right, once again we're in first place on the grid. Which does have an advantage this time around because we're in different parts of the track on the grid. We're not all just in a line like before.
Get ready. Go, go, go.
Didn't get the best of starts though.
There's been an accident up ahead, watch out.
Someone else has gone into the barrier. Yeah, I'm really struggling with that corner. I've never seen so many cars before in a race, or in a championship at least, go into the same corner and crash or go off. But it's always helpful for me because obviously that means that I gain a position without having to do anything. I'm the only one that's taken a joker so far, so I immediately have that advantage. Outside of obviously also being in first place.
Okay, they're dropping back. Stay calm.
Now obviously we only have to be in the top 3 to qualify for the final. But I always like to at least try and push a little bit to get first. Just as a little bonus. But I wouldn't, you know, risk breaking the car or getting a penalty just for that. I'll settle for second or third if necessary. Second still hasn't taken his joker, so he's unlikely to be a challenge. Because no matter what, at least one lap is going to be longer going round here than I am. No idea what's considered a quick lap round here. But I think 46.4 is fairly fast. Very nearly beating that time though, especially considering we understeered off on a corner. No, not again. Oh dear. Well, at least we didn't take as much damage as last time. Just need to get that corner right. Get the balance better in terms of being close enough to the apex, but not so much that we're going to go up on two wheels and potentially crash or roll over. Oh dear. Well, I was hoping to get a race best lap there, but hitting those poles and then spinning out ain't gonna be the recipe to doing that. But nonetheless, we have qualified in first position, which, you know, means that we can progress to the final, along with 2 from this race and 3 from another one. So yeah, we actually got first place in terms of time as well by a significant margin, 20 seconds ahead of first place, no, second place in the semi-final 2, and you know, 17 seconds ahead of first in that one, and yeah, nearly 11 seconds quicker than second place in this one. So yeah, really pleased with that. Obviously we weren't perfect, but didn't evidently need to be to get into the final. Alright, so this is where we it all comes down to, really, in terms of gaining points overall in this championship. Because if we come last, then we're not going to get many points at all, and potentially could lose our first place position overall. But as long as we come top 3, then I'll be alright with that. Not much in the way of damage. Good. Let's go. Again, we're in first place position. I'm guessing it's down to the fact that I've come first in every race so far in this event, so that's helpful.
Ready to race. Watch your launch. Go, go, go.
Oh, immediately getting rammed into, not helpful. And again, someone fails at the corner. Oh dear, ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow. Well, what, poorly. Those poles really do screw me over. They just get underneath you and just mess with your car in many different ways. So yeah, top tip there, if you're going to go off that jump, get it in terms of a good angle. Otherwise you do with the things I've been doing. Doesn't help that that jump is right after a corner.
close the gap.
you know, where you're likely to be at a weird angle or anything like that.
Car behind is falling away. They're struggling.
Come on, we can do it.
Okay, keep up this pace. You're pulling away from the car behind.
Well, second place is fine taking his Joker. Pulling ahead massively once again, so yeah, I don't think the AI are as difficult as I was predicting for this Rallycross stuff. But again, maybe like I said earlier, it's because it's the first event in this, you know, type of event, or I've just not changed the difficulty. But either way, hopefully it does get a little bit harder. But yeah, that's our third win on the trot for this Rallycross Championship. It's a shame that the normal Rally Championship isn't going as well as this, but nonetheless, there we go. That's just the way it is sometimes. So yeah, that went a lot better this time around than the previous ones. Granted, we did get a bit shoved about at the beginning, but as soon as we got our Joker out of the way and started to gain time and positions, it went pretty alright. So yeah, much more satisfied with that than the previous ones, especially the most of the qualifiers. So yeah, hopefully we'll do well in the next Rallycross event when we do that in, not next episode, the one after that. So yeah, wherever we are, it's hopefully going to be a challenge. Get plenty of money out of it. And we now have 88 points overall. Oh, have we done the Rallycross now? Was there only 3 events? Maybe. I think we might have, to be honest. Yeah, we have, I think. Let's just have a look. Yeah, it's asking us to choose a different vehicle now, so I think we have done. Oh well, yeah, we'll definitely get in the Ford then in the next episode, well, in the next time we do a Rallycross event. As you can see, even though it has a lot more weight, it has a lot more power as well from a much bigger engine, and it's also all-wheel drive as well, so that'll hopefully prove interesting. But yeah, in the next episode we will be back to the career rally, which hasn't been going all that well. Came 15th in the first event and then dropped back to 23rd in the next one, so hopefully with Argentina we have a bit more luck. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.